Hey, look, we all grew up watching the Jetsons, or you see them every day on repeats right now, and the kids today get the opportunity to actually use some of those high-tech ideas because they're coming to life. And STEM, which has become a huge part of how we live and how we learn.
Definitely, and we got Kathleen Schofield, the Executive Director of the Northeast Florida Regional STEM 2 Hub, and Danny Chung. He is the Chief of Staff of Microsoft Military Affairs. Welcome. We are so happy to have you guys here.
Good to see you again.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, we were scouring for, what was it, sciencey things.
Sciencey things, yeah. Need some sciencey stuff on
But
the
technically, this is science.
And
Microsoft
is
science.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about how are you two working together? How is Microsoft and STEM 2 Hub working together?
That's a great question. So what the STEM 2 Hub does is exactly what you talked about. We work on accelerating opportunities for all learners to have access to the highest tech experiences so that they can understand how the jobs of tomorrow really are dependent on that. So we have a great partnership with Microsoft, and we're bringing so many things into the area, but specifically we're getting ready to kick off YouthSpark, which is a huge event coming up.
That's right. The event, what is it, March 23rd?
March 23rd,
Yeah.
8 a.m. all day at the Microsoft store at the St. John's,
Town Center, yeah.
St. Thomas Center. And where Microsoft fits in is that we've been doing sciencey things for 40 years.
Yeah.
And what we're
kind of
doing
built
now,
around that, yeah.
We kind of are. But what we're doing now is we are focusing on the children of military families who have not been focused on for the past generation or so. So we're going to bring sciencey stuff to them.
Which
There you
is
go.
near and dear to your heart because, thank you for your service, by the way. You were 21 years?
21 years Marine, and I dragged my family and my 3 kids all over the world. And when a military child's educational career spans 6 to 9 moves, 6 to 9 different schools. So you can imagine having to make new friends, having to learn the environment, having to learn new teachers, and not having the same opportunities that our civilian children do.
Wow, and I can definitely relate to the whole, I moved once and it's been tough, so I can't imagine going through those many transitions. So tell us a little bit about what is YouthSpark specifically?
So YouthSpark is a full-day STEM camp where we put kids in an immersive environment where they do everything from getting mentored by Microsoft employees and what engineering and STEM careers look like and what might excite them, to playing around with Minecraft and learning the fundamentals of coding, to sometimes making prosthetic hands. And in this case, on March 23rd, we're going to be working on
Cybersecurity, robotics, and artificial intelligence.
Wow.
It's going to be an amazing day. And we have some of our corporate partners like Citi and CSX are sending volunteers to work with the Microsoft staff and to show the kids about other opportunities to get involved with tech and how it really wraps around all the jobs.
Yeah.
This is something that was surprising to me, that military-based schools don't have all the same resources that some of our schools on the First Coast have.
A lot of them don't, because they have such a transient population that you don't have parents who live and work and breathe in that same military installation for a long duration. So when you don't have that same population, you don't have the push for that kind of advancement.
And I hear that you guys are also hosting a LinkedIn event that's happening.
We are Wednesday, March 20th at the same Microsoft store at 6 p.m. I am going to be providing a LinkedIn training session for military spouses, members of the military, and transitioning service members.
Very cool.
It's amazing.
This is great for you guys, being partnered with Microsoft, right?
It's fabulous. It's fabulous. And I just want to clarify, people can go into the store to sign up, but the actual 23rd event is at Lake Asbury Junior High in Clay County. It's a little bigger than the store, and we're expecting about 200 kids.
Oh, it's so cool.
It's going to be amazing. And the partnership actually for military affairs even goes beyond that for veterans who are separating and even for their spouses. There's a program here in Jacksonville called MSSA. And Danny, do you want to just tell us a little about that?
So real briefly, Microsoft's Software and Systems Academy, 18-week academy, where we're from coast to coast. We provide it for transitioning service members, and we help them prepare for a career in the civilian sector.
Oh, this is amazing.
And last Friday, we just graduated the first 19 of our Military Spouse Academy.
That is awesome.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thanks
you
so much for
much
what
you
you guys
guys,
are
for
doing.
being here and for this event.
You can share this segment with your kids, your grandkids, your nieces, nephews, and cousins. We're going to put it on our website, firstcoastliving.net.